Hey everybody, welcome to Build It with Tim, where I take your ideas and suggestions for fun things to build or anything you have questions on, and I'll build it live and on the fly. All right, so today's video is going to be a quick one. Um, it's just a little tip for finding similar records. Okay, so we're going to use data source filters, a details page, and a table component to do this. The table component could be swapped out with a list component if you want, but it's just I chose a table component for no real reason. Um, so before I go into the builder, I'll just show you what this looks like when we're finished. And like I said, it's going to be quick and easy, and I'll speak more about that when we actually start building it. Okay, so here's a quick demo, and I'll see you in the builder. So here is our demo of the finished application. In this example, it's not so much of a real application as it is just a little helpful trick to find similar records. But you can see we have 228 records in our contacts table. And just right off the bat, we can see there are a couple people with the same first name. Right? So in this example, we're checking based on the first name rather than any other field. But then we also have a little way to make sure that this person is not shown in the duplicates. So if I click on this James, you're going to see it's going to show me other people with the same first name as James, but it's going to exclude this record. All right, so it's pretty simple. Should only take you a couple minutes to set up. So let's hop over to the builder and take a look. All right, so I just want to preface this whole video, this conversation, to say that this is a pretty simplistic method on how to find similar records. It's going to work based on, in our case, just a single field value. So you can see I have first name here, first name, last name, company, app name. I'm going to choose one of these text fields, and I'm going to use it in data source filters on the details page. Okay, and I'll get to that later. But my point is that this is if you have a more complex application where you want to check, like, let's say connections or multiple fields together, it's going to get a little bit more difficult, and this solution might not work. Okay, so again, this is a pretty simple way of finding similar records and displaying those records, and then building a way to manage those particular possible duplicates, or similar records in this case. Okay, so as you can see, I have a data table of contacts. I just made a fake list of names, companies, and app names, and imported them into the builder here. Okay, so again, first name, last name, company, app name. All right, I'm going to go to the page builder and I'm going to add a page. So we're calling these our contacts. So we'll name this page contacts. We will add it to our menu, and we'll do a table component of contacts with a details page. Okay, so on this table component, I'm going to enable search because I know which which records are potentially similar. So I'm going to search for those records to show you. And on the details page, this is going to be the detail component for our contact. So if we pick the contact of Tim Young and we click the details link, it's going to take us to the details page, show us more information about that particular record. All right, and on this page, I'm going to add a new row. And inside that row and column, I'm going to add a table component, and I'm going to choose contacts again. Okay, so I'm not choosing, in this case, I mean, I don't have any like connected tables or anything. But I'm going to choose the same exact data table that I did for the first component that I chose. So on the parent page of just contacts, now we're in contact details, I'm going to choose the exact same data table. All right, I'm also going to add the exact same fields. And now I'm going to go to data source, and I'm going to go to filters. All right, so because we're on a details page, um, we can reference field values of the selected record we're viewing. So again, if we were looking at the details of Tim Young, of that contact record, then we can reference the field values for that record here in our data source filters. So we're going to say if the first name is this page's record value of first name, okay, so if Tim matches Tim, then it's going to show it in this table. Okay, so I'm going to go and preview this page. And I know I have some, well, I'll do John. All right, you can see there's a lot of Johns here. And if I go to the details of this, then it's going to show me all of the other people with the same first name. Okay, or I think I did James as well. So there's 4 James records. It's going to show me this now on the on the details page for James Sherrison. Okay, so like I said, it's a pretty simple method to do this, but there are some issues with it, and there's a couple things we can do to kind of work around that. So for instance, we have a lot of people named James. Right? If I preview this detail or I go to this details page, you see this James still shows up in the similar record list. Um, so we can have we can use a text formula. Sorry, we can use a text formula to build a unique string. Okay, and then check that string as well in the data source filters. And I'll show you what that looks like here. So I'm going to go back to my context data table and I'm going to choose equation text formula. And we can call this unique, how about unique string? And here we're going to put all these 4 fields together of first name with a hyphen, last name, hyphen, company, hyphen, and app name, hyphen. Okay, so now for each record that we have, you're going to see we have this combination. Whoops, I got one too many hyphens in there. We have this unique combination of these 4 fields, the first name, the last name, the company, and the app name. All right, so if I go back to this details page now, and I edit this table, I go to the data source. All right, so we're checking that the first name is this page's record value of the record's first name. And we can add another condition, but this time we're going to say the unique string is not this page's record value of the unique string. Okay, so if we go back to that same guy here, James, you can see he is no longer included in this list. All right, so I hope with these little tricks you can maybe use these in your application somewhere um, in order to help you find potential similar records, or if you wanted to do it on like an email basis or a date field or something. It could be, you could try it with anything, but it's just a little trick with data source filters to try to help you find any similar records. And then of course, there are multiple ways to build in managing these similar records. If you wanted to flag them with a status field and edit them right here, you could do that. Um, maybe in a future video, we'll try to figure out how to merge them together. I'm not sure how that would work, but it might be fun to try. All right. So anyways, thanks for watching this week's episode of Build It with Tim. I'll see you next week.